Now next question. What are the challenges faced by the energy sector in Andhra Pradesh? Briefly give the account of steps taken by the AP government to achieve its vision and targets. So we have to know firstly what are the challenges faced by the energy sector in Andhra Pradesh. Then we also need to know what are its vision and targets before answering the question steps taken by the AP government. This was also a previous year question. The half part was a previous year question. So it is also important for this year. The power sector, energy sector, many things are going on. So this becomes very important. Okay, let's try to see this thing. So first let's understand what is the vision and targets of the Andhra Pradesh government. So to provide 24/7 power for all, affordable power, trust to renewable energy, increasing the energy efficiency and reduction of the power loss. So these are the steps or else vision or else target that is for the Andhra Pradesh government. So we are going to take steps accordingly. But before that, we will try to understand the problems faced by the power sector or else energy sector in total. Okay, now what are the problems faced by the energy sector in Andhra Pradesh? The total power generation is 18 gigawatts. This is a fact, basic amount of the fact that is needed for us to answer the question. And so what was the situation? Like say I have already discussed, the power that was allotted for us, it was based on the 2006 consumption. Whatever the consumption that we had, Andhra Pradesh had in the 2006, based on that power was allotted. So because of this thing, energy crisis was there. And also Andhra Pradesh government has also lost the Singareni coal reserves. So because of this thing, cost of coal was increased, and most of the coal was we are also importing them. So high cost of power purchasing agreements due to this, due to the increase of the cost of the coal, and the government was also willing to provide power subsidy to the farmers. Okay, 7 to 9 hours. Initially the power subsidy was 7 hours. It was increased to the 9 hours. So because of this thing, there was subsidy burden on the government. So these are the broadly issues of the power or else energy sector. Apart from this, we have also issues that are present by the that are faced by the discoms. All these things comes under the energy sector. Apart from this, you can also mention the issues faced by the renewable energy sector. Okay, so these are the some broad points that are present in the energy sector of the Andhra Pradesh. Now let's understand, okay, in detail about the discoms. Okay, now let's try to understand what is this discoms. See, we have power generation, transmission, and distribution. Okay, from here the power will be generated through transmission and it will be given to the distribution companies. Mostly these distribution companies are the government owned. Okay, state government owned companies would be there. These companies here, okay, they will purchase the power. Okay, this can be a public sector company or private sector company. Private sector is dominating here. Okay, then they will distribute. They give the power. Okay, these people will give the money to this power generator companies, and most of the transmission things are also taken care by the distribution companies. So now what is the scenario that is happening here is, now let's understand. Now these discoms are facing huge amount of the losses. That is also major crisis for this energy sector of the Andhra Pradesh. Now why these discoms are facing such kind of losses? It is very important for us to understand. Because of this losses only discom, there was a Uday scheme was launched in order to reform this discom sector discoms. Okay, now why are they facing losses? Now I have told you. Okay, these discom companies are involved in the transmission and also distribution. While transmission and distribution, there are so many losses that are happening. These are called the AT&C losses. The losses are very high. It is as high as 20% loss are also has happening. Okay, 20% of the power is getting wasted away in the process of the transmission. And also because of the populist policies, this is happening in most of the state governments, not just restricted to one state. Okay, they are not actually revising the power as per the power produced. Okay, power produced cost is increasing. The generator, whoever the power generator, okay, the cost is high for them because they are importing the coal, or else because of the requirements and all supply chain bottlenecks and all, power cost is increasing. But if the power cost is increased, okay, state governments have to face the brunt of the people. Okay, so because of this thing, the tariffs are not revised. So because of this thing, tariffs are not revised, discoms are going to face so much of losses. And also apart from this, they also need to give free power. Okay, so 9 hours of power subsidy to the agriculture. Okay, so that is also one of the major reason these discoms are facing losses. And while power is being provided to the consumers, some of the power was also the theft of the power is happening. Okay, people get illegal access to the power that is there. Now, apart from this, the most important provisions are, these are the provisions that are with respect to the renewable energy. Government at the central level, in order to promote the renewable energy, they have brought in 2 major provisions. Focus well and understand what is this thing. Feed-in tariff system. Feed-in tariff system means, let's say, in order to encourage the renewable energy, government said, okay, the government actually given some good amount of motivation for the renewable energy generator. Okay, government is not going to government, in order to encourage the renewable energy generator, okay, they are actually assuring some amount of profit for them. So let's say whoever the person is generating the renewable energy, some assured amount of profit is allotted to the, as per this model, feed-in tariff model. Okay, despite the losses that can happen to the discom sector, some assured profit is made. So this is the understanding that is needed. It is not necessary to get into the technical aspects of the feed-in tariff. So you have to understand some amount of profit is assured for the renewable energy generator. Then second point, must-run status. Okay, that means, okay, let's say if the discoms want energy sector, okay, let's say some amount of some 100 megawatts of energy, they have to give importance to the renewable energy sector. Okay, even though if the cost is high also, they have to give importance to the renewable energy sector. Okay, so because of these provisions, the must-run provision and feed-in tariff and AT&C losses, populist losses, theft and power subsidies, the discoms were facing huge amount of losses, and energy sector of the Andhra Pradesh was facing crisis. Then the central government said, okay, see, you state governments, you are facing so many losses, you are not introducing any reforms. What I will do is, I will introduce Uday scheme. Through this Uday scheme, whatever the losses that are there, okay, the 75% of the losses should be taken up by the state governments. So because of this thing also, since 75% of the discom losses are taken up by the state governments, the total amount of liabilities of the state governments have also increased. That is also major reason why the Andhra Pradesh government has a higher amount of the liabilities. Now what they have to do is, central government said, you people please reform these discoms. Okay, so Andhra Pradesh government has taken various reforms which are very highly important, and Andhra Pradesh government has also is also able to reduce the losses of these discoms. The first thing they have done is, they have strengthened the transmission lines. Because of the strengthening of the transmission lines, AT&C losses have been reduced. Okay, in order to check this power theft, they have introduced the smart metering. Now, in order to reduce the impact of the power subsidy, they have created a green energy corporation, through which solar powered motors were being promoted or else encouraged, so that farmers can generate the renewable energy primarily driven by the solar power in those in their farm vacant lands, or let's say we have a lot of dry wastelands, right? In those wastelands, farmer can produce the solar energy. From the energy he is generating, he can get the electricity, right? In this way, power subsidy can be gradually reduced. Okay, so this is the one measure they are taking, and then now they have cancelled this thing. From the feed-in tariff to they have moved towards the reverse auction. And here also they have moved towards the efficiency method. Technically it is called merit order dispatch. In the reverse auction means, let's say a government is giving any kind of contract, government is allotting any contract. Okay, government will okay, whoever comes to the government with the best possible price, government will go towards them, right? So now earlier in the renewable energy there used to be assured profit. Now it's not the case, and DISCOM will say, I need this much of the power availability, you provide me whoever provide me in the cheaper level, I will take it from them. So reverse auction and from must-run status to the merit order dispatch. Now the same thing can be utilized in the issues and the challenges that were faced by the renewable energy sector, right? There were already some kind of power purchase agreements were signed as per the renewable energy agreements. All those power purchase agreements were cancelled by the government, okay, in order to revise this new pricing mechanisms. Okay, so these are the measures. Now why did they took these kind of measures? Okay, if such kind of measures were not taken, so if the DISCOMs face huge amount of the losses, so what would be the impact is, these are the impacts. Okay, so the major impact, if you see here, I have shown you, okay, power distribution companies purchase the power from the power generating companies. Now let's say DISCOMs are facing losses. If they are facing losses, how can they repay money, distribution companies, to the power generating companies? Now if the power generating companies, if they cannot get the money, they will get the loss, and they will not repay back to the banks. Because of this, NPS will be increased, higher amount of the NPS will happen. Okay, and then now DISCOMs do not have the capacity okay, to purchase more amount of the power. Because of this thing, the power distribution in Andhra Pradesh, power access will be reduced. Okay, there would be power shortages, load shedding. You will even though there is access of power availability, but the current will be available for only few hours. Okay, we will say current poindi, we will say, right? So what is that? That is nothing but the load shedding. Okay, and also to compensate the losses, or else to provide subsidy for the few sections like say farmers, government will provide a highest amount of tariffs on the industrial sector. This is called as a cross subsidy. Because of this thing, industrial sector will be affected. So in order to handle all these things, government has initiated various reforms. So what are those reforms? Okay, like we have seen already, the reverse auction was initiated, merit order dispatch, we have seen this thing. Now Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana and integrated power distribution scheme. So this is for the rural areas and this is for the urban areas. This is nothing but strengthening of the transmission lines, so that your AT&C losses are reduced. Same thing is done in the urban areas, it is done in the rural areas. Okay, so this thing will be your losses will be reduced. And here smart meters were established. Because of the smart meters, now power theft cannot happen. Uday scheme means, I have told you already, the loss of the DISCOMs will be taken up by the state government. So because of this thing, the books of the DISCOMs will be clean. Now DISCOMs can pay back money to the power generating companies and generate the profits, increase the cost. Okay, with this there need not be any cross subsidization. Eventually reforms will happen. Okay. Apart from this, they have also taken measures for the efficiency, to bring the efficiency in the energy sector. What kind of measures they have initiated? Okay, they have initiated a scheme in the collaboration with the central government, a scheme called Ujala scheme. In the Ujala scheme, there will be installing of LED lamps, okay, for the street lights, for the municipalities, for the gram panchayats, there would be LED bulbs. Okay, and there is also government has come up with the energy conservation code. Okay, buildings will be given certain kind of codes, how much of the energy they should be generating. Okay, that is one of, because of this thing, Andhra Pradesh state government has received award also nationally for their energy efficient measures. Okay, so these measures becomes very important. Perform HU and trade scheme. Industries would be given incentive. If you are able to reduce your energy usage, any particular industry, now a certificate will be generated. Let's say I have reduced my energy consumption by somewhere around 500 megawatts. Okay, some cost will be assigned. Now and certificate will be generated. Now I can sell this certificate and get the money. So that is called perform, HU and trade. You can also trade those certificates. This is happening under the your major provision under the National Action Plan for the Climate Change. There is a provision called Bureau of National Enhanced Energy Efficiency. One of the mission of the National Action Plan for the climate change. Under the National Enhanced Energy Efficiency, a body is created, okay, Bureau of Energy Efficiency. That Bureau of Energy Efficiency with under the Ministry of Power is taking care of this PAD scheme. Now this also becomes important for the prelims. Okay, now like I have mentioned, AP Green Energy Corporation, they are actually trying to decrease the subsidy bill by increasing the provision of the solar energy. Okay, then we have also they have also created AP State Energy Conservation Mission. Now this what they do is this under this mission they are using Internet of Technology to check the power usage in the government or else in the MSMEs, how much of the power is they are using and where the wastage can be reduced. They are taking the measures using the Internet of Technology, very advanced and very good measure, right? And they are also promoting the e-vehicles in the government office, and also they are also promoting the energy audits in the MSME units. Okay, so that is the few measures that they have taken. Now in the renewable energy sector, these stats are very important. The total power generation is 18 gigawatts. From that, 9 gigawatts is coming from the renewable energy, and solar energy is generating 3.5 gigawatts, and wind energy is generating the 3.5 gigawatts, while the potential is 38 gigawatts for the solar and 44 gigawatts for the wind, and the small hydropower projects is generating 1 gigawatt, and the others are contributing to the around 0.5 gigawatts. So what are the issues that are faced by the renewable energy? Okay, apart from the two reasons which I have already mentioned, the other reasons can be you can mention. Okay, land acquisition issues. We don't have those chips or the solar. How do we capture the solar energy? We need a kind of chips where the solar energy is concentrated and energy is generated. To develop such kind of chips, okay, we don't have that kind of capacity, that we don't have that kind of electronic manufacturing industry. We import those chips from the China. Because of this thing, again our current account deficit is increasing. Okay, our BOP, our forex reserves is decreasing. This is one of the major issue. Land acquisition is one of the major issue. Apart from this, the another major issue is, let's say if you get any kind of problem currently in terms of your any kind of power problem in your home, you can easily call the electrician. But with respect to solar energy, completely different skill set is needed. Such kind of skill set is not yet developed. Okay, Surya Mitra, okay, they are trying to develop the skill set for the people, so that such kind of the skill is also developed among the people to handle those things. And they are also causing some kind of environmental damage. The huge wind turbines that are being placed, okay, they are causing noise pollution, and also they are changing the pressure differences because of the wind. Low pressure and high pressure is impacted. Birds are getting affected. Their migration is getting affected. So all these things you can mention. Okay, so these are the issues of the energy sector. In order to achieve our vision of the vision and the goals, Andhra Pradesh have taken various steps in the right direction. Okay, you can talk in this way and you can conclude. Okay, we can also say that Andhra Pradesh is a aspiring state. Okay, we are aspiring for to become the developed state. So in this context, the energy demand is going to increase. So it is very highly important that we should enhance our efficiency and further bring more reforms into the power sector to cater the demands of the future. Okay, I hope you got enough content required for the energy sector.